between three distinguished gentlemen, locally known, especially around the Hamilton area. Couldn't miss them if you walked by them. Welcome to Three Minds Think Alike.
Welcome to our second episode. I'm Spencer Grenier, joined by the Max Hatter and Kyle Chambers. Gentlemen, you already know, I got my cup of joe and off we go. Let's dive in. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Sound familiar? Social media has grown significantly over the past 20 years. Now we get our inside scoop on what's happening in the world. However, they do have their pros and cons, which we will be diving into today's session. Max, I'm going to start off with you. How do you feel about using social?
I don't like social media, as you know. In my opinion, it has terrible security. Like when I was younger, Facebook was all the rage, but my account got hacked once and started doing stupid stuff. Then it happened again, and I said to myself, Facebook better wise up or I'm going to have to leave. And then my account got so bad, like because of whatever they did to hack it, I actually couldn't use it anymore, so I had to close it and start a new one, which doesn't have my actual name on it because they wouldn't let me use my real name anymore. So, yeah, I really hated that. All the time there's like, I'll get people going, here's a fake thing you can do, like give me money. It's like, I'm just stealing your money and saying I'll do a thing and not do a thing. People are like, if you take so long to do a thing and then people all hate it, that always just feels really terrible. I've had that happen a couple of times myself. I always find there's too much information and half of it is not even the right information or just a flat out lie.
Well, I totally agree with you too, Max, in that regard. You got to watch out on who do you accept and what you click, because you're one click away from something happening. It's happened to a couple of my aunts. They got their accounts hacked, and you see it all the time on the feed, like, whatever you like, just kind of warning to everybody that they have as friends, I'm hacked. So if you think it's me, it's actually not.
Yeah, I've had it where it's like one of my friends was hacked, but it's like just brand new. No one actually knew they were hacked yet. And it's like, you'd start talking to your friend, air quotes, sorry, you probably can't see that. Well, you're talking to this guy and it's like, oh, you sound like my actual friend. It's like, no, he's just got a hold of your messages, conversations from the past, however many years you knew your friend.
Absolutely. And Kyle, I got a question for you. With using social media, one problem that I have with this is people like to compare themselves, whether if it's career successful wise, relationship wise, there's always going to be comparison, and it can be on any platform. How can we find a way to get out of that mindset and not have that comparison? Because it can put such a toll psychologically on our brains.
McLean University actually did a study on this, Spence. It was going in depth about some of the negative things about social media, and that comparison can lead to isolation and body image issues. I think overall something that can help with the negativity side of things, and this study wasn't from McLean Hospital, it was from McLean Hospital, not McLean University, from McLean Hospital, was getting outside, reading a book, doing something creative, finding a hobby that's something that you haven't done before, even something as simple as uncluttering your desk or uncluttering what you have in your workspace can help you feel less cluttered, and it can help you feel better as well. So doing things to get away from social media, reading a book, taking up a hobby, being active, going outside, getting in touch with the real world can all help you to not have those body image issues that you discussed.
I totally agree. That is perfectly said, Kyle, because and that's the thing with these social media platforms. They're so well designed that they want you to be on this platform as long as possible. TikTok's fantastic with that. I'm not going to deny it. They are fantastic with making sure that you are using that platform and they have content where you're able to pay and whatnot. The longer you're on it, the more they're making money, the better it is business wise. I totally understand that.
Being connected to the real world, and also it's not just TikTok, not just Instagram. We're not going at one social media platform. It's recognizing the addictive behavior of scrolling, and the reels have definitely changed things because you go on your phone and start scrolling through reels, and you've been doing it for an hour, you haven't even realized you've been doing it because of the addictive algorithm and the way it's set up, so you do stay on it for longer than you probably should.
Yeah, they're actually designed to actually get you addicted and keep you there scrolling over and over and over and keep you at their platform as long as they possibly can because that's where they can make their money through ads.
Bingo was his name, oh gentlemen. That's perfect. Absolutely. I know, and it's so tough because another thing that social media has an impact as well is we're always seeing celebrities, we're always seeing athletes, and they are showcasing their significance, as in, having the correct body, having to look this way. And even with social media too, I want to dive into this with you guys. I understand in society too, sex does sell. Okay. And sometimes with these, with people seeing, you know, clickbaited pictures, they want to adapt. They think that that's the norm. And it's sad to see. And it makes you wonder, like, talking about self-image, like you want to feel comfortable in your own skin. And I know all of us, like, we like to showcase us going out and about, going on vacations. But guys, how important is it to make sure that if you are posting something, you don't need to have a certain angle to look groovy, I guess you could say. I don't know. I'm trying to find the right term, but like you want to look genuine. It's like, hey, I'm here and I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this to impress anyone, to say, oh, hey, you're missing out. No, I'm posting this because this is my life, my goals that I want to accomplish.
I think the term you're looking for, Spence, is getting your bad side or getting your good side. You see a lot of that now with the way people, especially the younger folks, talk, is you want to try to get your good side to get your bad side. Obviously, look good, look presentable for whatever occasion you're trying to go to. Look like you belong there at that occasion, but don't overdo it where you're so uptight about social media that your presence overall is just for social media and getting that click and getting that like, and that's the biggest thing I think you're trying to get at.
Yeah, I'm actually stepping away from social media for that reason. Like if you look at any of my things, it's always like just stuff from my shows. It's like barely anything for me about me because it's like I want to do this thing that I want to do for me, not you.
That's exactly it. And that's the important thing. And I've noticed that with you too, Max. Yeah, like you're always like, I know I like using Instagram, but for you, you like using Discord for through communication, which is good. But even like with you, with your shows that you've done at Mohawk College and getting it into the groove, like you're just posting on, oh, here's what's happening for this upcoming episode, which is good. And I feel that's important. And again, and like Kyle, like you mentioned earlier, yeah, it's all about making sure you keep that image. But that's, again, that is a false reality because you never know what's happening behind closed doors. You can see it happens all the time where you see these couples and they look so great together. They're holding hands and they're going here. They're saying they're lovey-dovey with one another. Then the next day, they broke up and it's like completely gone. Pictures gone, ghost, and and their image. It's like nothing happened. It disappeared like Thanos' finger snapped and it faded. It's like, whoa. So you're right, Max. Social media detox. How important is it, and how long do you think you need to have the detox for? That's a question I have for the both of you, gentlemen.
Well, for me, it's gonna probably be forever because I'm gonna do things I want to do for me and not anyone else. So, and you don't need to watch my life all the time. Get your own.
For me, Spencer, I find even just a few days here, a few days there, if you're really into social media and you're in the business of it, that is one thing. But if you have a few days off for a few days, where you're not posting, I think that's okay too, just to give yourself a little bit of a break, or maybe you have a few days in a row where you're still on social media, still checking notifications, but you're not on it as much as you would be in certain times of the week. So thinking about that as well is very important.
Absolutely, gentlemen. That's what I mean. I need to have a couple days off as well, because that's the thing. You can take a couple days off, but the mindset that some people have is, oh, I'm having a week off. Oh, I'm gonna create myself a mystery. No, you're still in that mindset of the addictiveness. Like, it's still there. Like, just like how Max is doing. I'm staying it off because it's my life and I don't need that to dictate it. Okay. I understand that we all three of us are broadcasters and we like to brand ourselves. But again, making sure that being away from social media, don't do it to create mystery. Do it because you actually just want to go to the park, which that is I totally agree with you, Max, and you too, Kyle, for sure. However, there are some significant pros. I do want to touch up on this because this is where there is a positive out of it. And one of them is showcasing your abilities. And how important is it to showcase using social media? Kyle, we're going to start off with you on this question.
Showcase using social media, honestly, Spence, is very important, because if no one sees you on social media or on a professional level knows what you're doing, then they're not going to know that you want to get a job or be hired for something or to grow your career. So it's important in that sense. It's also educational growth. So if you want to do a college program or university post-secondary program from home and you can't get into a college, you can do it and you're able to have educational, and you can also have personal growth through certain things as well. And I do think it really does come down to the different opportunities you can have to connect with groups that are very like-minded as you are. So if you're into running or into hiking, you can connect with people that are into hiking, and you guys might be able to create a hiking group once a week or what have you, because you reached out on social media and connected with like-minded people.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. Joining special interest groups is a great thing. Also, like the whole showcasing yourself. Really, you can just show, like, LinkedIn is all about getting making connections with people in industries and showcasing what you can do to help you get a job.
Absolutely. This is where I totally agree with you guys. And I've noticed that as we get older, I'm really starting to like LinkedIn better than all the other social media platforms, just for professional, mature reasons. But Kyle, like in like you mentioned, if you want, like even prior, if you want to go into college, you have done a podcast prior with your KC Sports Talk with karate. How and even using that platform, how significant that you realize that, oh my goodness, like this helped me a lot going in to completing your 2 years at Mohawk in the radio program.
Yeah, so if you have something that you do even for a year or for a few months, it is something on a profile that you can go, and if you want to apply to a college that you go in person to a program, you can say, "Hey, I've done this thing," and you can actually put that on a resume if a resume is required, or if there's something where you need to write a letter to actually get into the college and explain why you're acceptable for that program. That is something that you can put on your profile that's going to put you ahead of everybody else, or at least the people that haven't done as much in the field and they don't know much about it, but they want to learn more about the field that they're going into. So there's things like that you can add to your profile. Even if you do one episode, it doesn't need to be an entire series, but even one episode, you can say you've done podcasting and had experience, and that can be huge when you're trying to get into educational programs and educational opportunities.
This is good, gentlemen. I have to say, a very successful episode. Gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much for touching up on this topic. And as always, more episodes to come.
Thank you very much, Spencer.
Yeah, thanks for having us.